Which, yeah, you have to give Porsche credit for doing that and listening to the customers. The same with this GT4. It's always been manual. Well, the previous gen was manual, but there was an unknown number of customers who actually want a PDK version of the car, purely because actually from a practicality point of view, a driving point of view, it's easier, and so on and so forth. So I believe a PDK version of the GT4 is probably going to come out. Maybe it's going to be the back end of this year.
It's coming out, I think, probably from April deliveries onwards.
From April, okay.
But what's interesting is you've got me thinking, they've said, okay, the factory's going to switch to doing the PDKs, but then I'm sure there's still going to be manual deliveries happening. So
yeah, I think they'll just run in parallel. So with the 911, because they've already done this from PDK to manual, it was a no-cost option. So you could actually switch. The default choice was PDK, but if you wanted a manual, you had the opportunity to buy one at no additional cost.
I think I'm guessing a lot of the US GT4s are going to be PDK.
Will be PDK.
Because it tends to be much more of a PDK market. So.
It's a whole purist thing, I guess, in Europe, where people look at residuals as well. So yeah, manual is going to carry on going, but from a collecting point of view, it's probably better having a manual and so on. So
with autoblend, to be honest, I think, you know, that just fills in that little gap.
It's so funny you say that, because I'm like totally addicted to the autoblend. So when I was looking this summer, I thought, okay, maybe I'll take a 991 GT3 for the summer period, and I never thought I would be like, I'm going to go for manual over PDK. Like before this car, I was like, no, it's not going to happen. But I'm like more and more drawn towards the manual and the touring. And the other interesting bit is, you can take, so you have a touring and you have the normal GT3. The touring is without the wing, and you can't take a PDK, I believe, if you go wingless, if you don't take the wing. Okay. So the touring is only available with a manual, and that makes it almost identical to the 911R. So it's like pre-thought out. So I really like the touring. I prefer it without the wing. I feel like it's more discreet and just looks like nicer. So I was thinking more along those lines, and then obviously that's only available in manual. So I was like, okay, great. And then I realized it doesn't have auto blip, because I was like searching, and I was like, shit, okay. So yeah, it's very interesting, the different combinations and you know, the different options available to buyers now. You could go with the wing, manual, PDK, so on and so forth.
Once you've had auto blip, I mean, giving it up is going to be tough, man.
It's going to be tough, yeah. But do you know what? It's such an interesting time, I think, with Porsche and GT products. You've got possibly, okay, so you've got GT4 with PDK, which is potentially coming out. You've got the GT4 RS, which again is interesting because there's spy shots out, and there's been spy shots flowing around from September last year. So you'd imagine a car that's now been in development for 4 or 5 months, at some point, you know, it should be released in the not so distant future.
Do you want to guess at some of the, I mean, aside from the fact it's going to be a harder ride, suspension, like any power estimates, do you think?
This thing around 450 brake, I don't think it would be with a manual. I really think it's just going to be PDK only, which is typically with the RS products, unless you go, I guess, 997 GT2 RS or GT3 RS, they came with manuals. None of the 991s, if you took the RS, you got the manual option. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with that.
Can you imagine how rare those cars are going to be? Because you're fortunate enough to get this. The GT4 RS, I mean, the allocations for that.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. Yeah, it's going to be tough getting hold of one of them. And then you've got the 992 GT3. So I think.
When's that being released? Sorry, by the way.
Okay, so for me this year, I think Geneva is going to be 992 Turbo and Turbo S. They might come out together. The 718 GTS with a new 4-litre engine. I think, well, obviously, that's already been launched, so the announcement's been made, but physically seeing the car will be at Geneva. That's 100% confirmed. September, Frankfurt, I think, is going to be 992 GT3 or 718 GT4 RS. I'd say one of the two. I don't see Porsche releasing both RS models at the same show. If the GT4 RS is released in September for Frankfurt, I think customer deliveries are going to be January, Feb, March the following year, so 2021. This time next year, you should hopefully see GT4 RSs. Now, if it's 992 GT3, then again, you'd see the GT3. And if it is coming out, and obviously there's an if, and we're speculating here, then I'd say by Geneva next year, if there is no GT4 RS, then it's probably not going to happen.
No, I think it's. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen.
It's going to happen, yeah.
But that's probably because I'm a Cayman lover and I've got this.
Well, I hope it does.
Yeah. I'm sure it's going to happen. But I think as they keep refining the Caymans and making them better and better, it is kind of eating into the 911s. I mean, you said you had 911s before, so
yeah. I think before the limiting factor for Caymans has always been they're short on power on the 911. So you've got one car that's, well, if you take the turbo for example, is pushing out 580 horsepower with 4-wheel drive, and this crazy launch control system that you get 0 to 60 in like 2.5 seconds. And then you've got the Cayman, which is, well, 981, which was 380 horsepower. So you've got 200 horsepower down, no 4-wheel drive, manual only. So it's two completely different cars. But I think as the power increases and you give drivers that PDK option that was previously only with the 911, you didn't get it with the GT Cayman. It'll be very interesting because a lot of people, once they drive this car and they feel it and they go out with it, they'll turn around and say, actually, it's a more balanced car, and dynamically, is more than competes with the 911.
I mean, we were talking off camera in the sense that these cars are not built for just a straight line performance. It's all about the corners and stuff. So
exactly.
Sometimes when you look at the 500 bhp versus 400, on paper you're going to go, wow, it looks like a lot more power. But I mean, you put this down first gear through a corner and it flies. I tell you.
Yeah. No, it's all the power you could want.